What's up, kids? Super good question right here. And I think I can answer this one fast, although it's a slow question sometimes. When do you know if your coaching idea will work? That's actually a really common question. I used to have the same question. I still have the same question. It's kind of an evolving thing. So here's a couple of things that I can watch out for. You'd be like, that's actually something I see happening in my own life, and it's a good indication that you got something that'll work. You got a fish on the hook, so to speak, and you just gotta reel that fish in. Not just talking about a client as a fish, I don't mean it that way. I mean like you got an idea that's worth capturing and worth doing something with. So first up, you got an idea that's worth capturing. What's up? Great to see you. You got an idea that's worth going forward with. If you're getting asked a lot about that, a lot of times you're out when we can go out in public at a coffee shop. What's up, Lloyd? Man, good to see you. When you're out in a coffee shop, out in public, when you're hanging out on Zoom calls, in a group coaching call, whatever, talking to even clients, and like, oh my gosh, I didn't know you're an expert in that, or oh wow, I've seen you have this expertise for so long. I hear you talking about this all the time. Can you help me? Can you teach me? Can you sit down with me? Can I jump on a 30-minute Zoom call with you and have you explain that to me? If you're getting those kind of questions and inquiries about any area in your life, it could be physical fitness, it could be relationships, it could be business, it could be marketing in something you're doing, it could be that you're good at accounting or building websites or whatever. If you're getting that kind of stuff going on, those kind of questions, I know it has been a while, Lloyd, man, so good to see you. If you're getting those kind of questions, that's a good sign that you've got something that you could pursue. If you have one person, 3 people, 5 people, 10 people asking you about your expertise in a certain topic, that thing right there means there's a multiplying factor. When you get one person asking you, there's 10 people who want to ask you that just haven't asked you. There's 100 people out there who haven't asked you, might not even know that you know about that topic, but would love to hear about it. So it's a really good indication. Remo, man, good morning. Hey, good to see you, dude. So great to see you. Sunny day, I know. I'm out here on the front porch, just can't get enough outside. All right, next thing, second way to know if you have an idea that's good enough to start pursuing it in a group coaching format. When I say group coaching or mastermind, I mean a high ticket, relatively high ticket. Let's say you start at least $5,000 per seat in a mastermind, just making up numbers. And you get 5 or 10 people in that first group. You want to try that out. Well, that's $25,000 to $50,000 in ready cash flow. Super cool, but we got to make sure we have a good enough idea to go after. Okay, second idea. If you're out there and you're talking about your passion, if you've cracked the code on something, right? It could be something that somebody else has cracked the code on also. But if you're like, man, I've really figured out how to market to, I'm in their front yard, so let's talk about right here. I've figured out how to market to contractors that build front door casings and custom front doors, whatever. If you figured that out, cool. You can actually build a mastermind around that knowledge base. You're like, but Chris, there's so many other people who've built awesome agencies around marketing for home type services and custom home build services. Well, sure there are. That's actually a really good thing. That'll be my third point in just a second. All right. So let's come back to that. CN, awesome. Good to see you. If you've got an expertise that you're passionate about and you love diving in, you've cracked the code on something, that is a really good space to start when you're building a high ticket group coaching program. People want to know what you want to know. You might feel like they don't. You might feel like you're not famous enough or big enough or popular enough or pretty enough or have a big enough, social media following or whatever. But they want to know what you know. People want to crack the code, but only a few people actually take the time to figure something out. We all watch YouTube videos to figure something out, but only a few people watch enough YouTube videos and try things out and put it into practice to figure something out. That's unusual. You've done that, right? You've done that in some area in your life, business or personal. That's a really great thing to talk about. There are so many others like you who want the result you're getting, want to crack the code, want to work on that, but they're not confident enough usually to watch the YouTube videos, listen to the podcast, read the books, and start piecing things together and figuring out what to do. That makes you an expert. That makes you somebody who's qualified to lead other people through that process. And you just got to figure out how to get in front of them. We can talk about that another day. Third thing, if you want to know if your idea is good enough to start a group coaching program, some high ticket mastermind type program. Again, when I say high ticket, I mean like $5,000 per seat or above. So $5,000 per participant or above in your group Let's say you start with a group of 5 people on the lowest end possible, $5,000 per person in a 5-person group. I prefer you be charging more for your time and expertise, but let's just start there. That's $25,000 in your pocket on your first group. Get paid to teach, guys. Don't go build online courses and just spend months doing stuff without getting paid. Get paid to teach, record all of it. You can make an online course out of that. All right, I'm getting off track. Third thing I want to mention is what I just kind of hinted at a second ago. If you're out there and you've got your expertise or people are asking you about something that you're good at and you got a passion about it and you want to teach it, that's great. One big thing to do to make sure that you're like, yeah, I'm passionate about this, but does anybody else really want to know about this? I mean, let's say you're really, you know, like if you ever watch those people who like do beehives, what are they called? What are beekeeper people called? I forget. You know, the people who beehives. You like watch a documentary, like they paint the backs of their little bees and they can like track them and see if, okay, this bee went to this flower, this bee went to this flower. If you're really into painting bees, that's awesome. Yay you. Are there a lot of people who want to pay to learn how to paint bees? I don't know. I just don't know. Probably a lot of people who want to pay to learn how to have their own beehives, but is it that specific? If that's your passion, good for you. The thing to do to make sure that you got enough people out there who'd want to pay you to learn how to paint bees' backs is you got to make sure that there's other people already doing it in the market, okay? Every now and then I hear somebody in our community or in our mastermind, oh my gosh, Ellie, it's great to see you. Chattel, awesome to see you. Every now and then I get somebody in my mastermind group or in this group right here, like, Chris, I got this idea. Oh my gosh, nobody's doing it. Like I've Googled the heck out of it and nobody's out there doing this. I'm like, oh, all right, let's back up right there. If you're the first one, the only one you can find out there doing this, nobody's selling a course or teaching a mastermind or doing one-on-one coaching or a done-for-you service or whatever that's focused on the area that you want to focus on, painting the backs of bees, for instance, then that's a bad sign, all right? If you go out there and you say, I want to market for custom home services like building custom front doors and door frames, whatever, cool. There's lots of people out there doing it. You can find those people, done for you, and people teaching how to market that service. That's a really good sign. You don't want to be the only one in a market because that means, well, first of all, as genius as we are, we really don't think of new ideas. I mean, it's just, we really don't. The world moves along in tides and currents, and it's hard to be the only person thinking of a brilliant idea at the same time. You want to be one of the people taking action on an idea, but you also want to be one of the people who's taking action on an idea that you can see, particularly early on, that you can see, unless you have millions of dollars to spend on marketing and changing a culture's view of something. You want to be able to see that other people are getting traction in that space also. There's plenty of fish in the sea. Don't worry, you'll find your clients. But you want to make sure you're not the only one out there doing it. So, there you go. If people are asking you about a topic that you're an expert in already and they're like constantly leaning in, good sign. That's a good sign you got something. If you're an expert in something, you crack the code on something, and it's a thing that you can also confirm that other people in the market are paying for, a done-for-you service, an e-course, one-on-one coaching, group coaching, something like that around that same topic or code cracking, it's a really good sign. Get out there and start attracting your people and building your group. I hope that answers that question. Really good question. Common question. You don't have to be scared of it. It's hard to figure that out for each of us, but super good question. That's it for that one, kids. You'll have a great, long, extended weekend. My team and I are all off for the long weekend and super stoked about some extra time off. Beautiful weather here in Memphis. Got a little bit of yard work later to do, going for a bike ride and then chilling. All right, talk soon, guys. Bye.